Hello Bulldogs, this is Kyle Carlson.
And I'm Margaret Maurer.
Welcome to your BNN News Show. This week we'll be showing you more on cross country state,
Winterizing cars,
the engineering pumpkin drop,
and flu season. All this and more on your Bulldog News Network.
Our girls and boys cross-country teams took home top 5 finishes at the IHSA Cross Country State Tournament in Terre Haute last weekend. The boys team finished in 4th place and the girls team finished in 5th place. A couple of cross-country team members explained how they feel about their accomplishments.
BNN sat down with boys cross-country runner Andy Storr to learn about their state success.
We've been preparing all summer through team camp, sleeping in tents and in the rain, and just coach has done a good job with our training and got us ready perfectly for the state meet. But we're returning all 7 of our varsity runners, so we're looking good to make a run for a state championship and maybe make it to nationals. My race was pretty good. I placed 47th. I ran how I wanted to. All season our training's been focused for the one day at state to peak right at the perfect time.
The boys team placed 4th and the girls team placed 5th in the state. This is Carson Kleinelter reporting for BNN.
Colder weather is fast approaching, and that means tough and dangerous road conditions. Several CNHS students will be preparing themselves and their vehicle for the upcoming winter season. A couple of CNHS drivers explain how they are preparing for the inclement winter weather.
BNN sat down with Addie Risley and Trevor Wright to learn more about winterizing their cars.
My name is Addie Risley and I'm a junior.
My name is Trevor Wright. I'm in 11th grade.
I need heat and I need to make sure my car has a defroster.
I definitely need heat. You know, I've got heated seats, which is nice.
No, because I feel like I'm a pretty good driver and I have enough experience.
Trevor and Addie explain how they feel about driving on ice.
You know, like I said, no, I have 4-wheel drive, so I would say no.
Tips I have for people would be just be careful and don't speed because then you'll slide.
So the big one is to let your car heat up, you know, especially if it's below 30 degrees, you know, turn on your car, don't just drive off, man. Let it heat up for a good 5 minutes. It's very important in the winter.
This is Emmy Tays reporting for BNN.
Involved in the engineering class at Columbus North held a pumpkin drop on Friday, November 1st. The students worked in groups to form a structure that would protect an average-sized pumpkin from not exploding after falling roughly 40 feet. Teacher Jessica Davis and participants discussed with BNN the goal of the project.
BNN sat down with engineering teacher Jessica Davis and her students Dustin Alamo, Judy Patel to talk about the pumpkin drop event.
I'm Mrs. Davis and I teach the engineering and robotics classes for C4. So this event we put together because the kids have been working really hard doing some calculations. We wanted a fun seasonal project that we could add in. So they're going to learn problem solving, teamwork skills, working outside of class, but in a fun way.
The main goal was to drop a pumpkin with at least 9 inches in diameter from about 40 feet up on those bleachers and not break it or cause minimal damage.
We chose this area to drop our pumpkins from because of the height, and I think this was the highest point we could have accessed from our school to drop such a pumpkin.
The event took about a week to organize it. She gave us basically our rubric, our requirements, and we had just that week out of class to work on it.
Mr. Ortman gave me the activity. He did it last year. Mr. Ortman and I collaborated and decided how we wanted to change the event. The kids were given 1 day in class and 2 weeks outside of class.
Dustin Alamo, Judy Patel explain how they supported their pumpkins.
What we did was foam is a very easy thing that we could use to pad the pumpkin, and it absorbs the shock after it's dropped. And we used pool noodles to support our pumpkin, and we used a parachute to make sure there's drag and the pumpkin falls down slower.
What I did to support my pumpkin, I wrapped it in a bunch of bubble wrap, and I faced the bubble wrap away from the pumpkin, so all the bubble wrap would hopefully cushion it on impact.
I assign it to the students because we're always doing the hard calculations. We're working hard, and sometimes they just need a fun activity that reinforces the skills we've learned.
This is Elvin Cesario reporting for BNN.
Along with the cold days of fall and winter comes the much dreaded flu season. Influenza has been very rampant in the United States the last few years, and Americans are being encouraged to get their flu shot. BNN reporter Deshaun Austin sat down with a couple of CNHS students to learn more about how they are planning on fighting the disease.
BNN sat down with juniors Karina Guzman and Kurt Nurster to learn more about the flu shot and the upcoming flu season.
I always try and wash my hands more, practice better personal hygiene, and just be conscious of who I'm around. If someone's sick, then I try to stay away from them just to keep myself as far away as possible from all the bacteria and stuff.
I feel like, I don't know, I don't really care for it. It only matters whenever I go to take my shot or something like that.
I have not gotten my flu shot, and I usually don't get a flu shot. I never have. Not because I'm anti-vax or anything, but I just have never gotten the flu.
Kurt Nurster explains why flu shots are necessary.
The flu vaccine or flu shot is the world's most educated guess. There's no 100% surety that it'll keep you from getting the flu.
My mom she doesn't want us sick because she has 6 children in the house. So when one gets sick, everyone else gets sick. So she's always taking us to our appointments and stuff.
No, I don't think anyone likes getting shots. It's one of my phobias actually, getting impaled. But yeah, I still have all my vaccines obviously. I don't want to make it seem like I'm anti-vax or anything.
This is Deshaun Austin reporting for BNN.
That's it for today, Bulldogs. This is Kyle Carlson.
And I'm Margaret Maurer. Have a great weekend.